For Michigan, I think that the past is prologue, that we have lived into and through some phenomenal times, some heydays of higher education, and some very, very challenging times. And yet during all of those times, what I would say, taking a step back, is that for the parts of Michigan that really, really matter, the parts that define what we are trying to do with our education and the difference that we make in the world, we're holding tight to those pieces. And what we are doing as we look into the future is not how to hold tight so that it can't breathe, but how we can be so secure holding it that it allows us to swing widely for where we want to go and what we want to do. Again, the past is prologue. We don't want to live in the past, but we want to leverage what we know about us so that we know what to keep and what can let go, that we know what is core and what is simply in service of. I think those pieces that are in service of, they just keep changing and changing and changing, and need to, and how exciting is that? But you can't give up the core. And so you have to have clarity about what that core is so that you can release from the how without forgetting the why. I think we oftentimes think that students enter their college experience, they enter Michigan as digital natives, and I believe many do. I also believe that not all do, and we make a lot of assumptions about how they might and how not, they might not track to that kind of a persona, if you will. I think what we also see is that digital natives or not, students are hungry for individual, personalized interaction. They might seek it out in lots of different digital and social ways, but at its foundation, they are looking to connect. And I think that we can leverage that desire, that interest, that need to connect with themselves and who they are, connect with others who might be quite different from themselves, and to connect with the world at large. I think digital tools are just that. They are tools. They are tools of our trade of teaching and learning, and of helping students make meaning of their learning experiences. When I think about tools, I really think of them as being in service of what our greater mission is. And as long as we don't lose sight of what that greater mission is, the tools that we can turn to are absolutely endless. And I have seen in my time here at the university how tools have developed, how with each iteration we have more and more capacity. And as long as we always remember that tools are in service of the learning we're trying to achieve and accomplish for our students, and that it's not the tail wagging the dog, we will be well served by the wide array of possibilities that are only limited by our imagination. Michigan, and I know I'm probably a little biased here because I have deep Michigan roots as a student and as an educator, is probably one of the greatest institutions in this country, if not this world. Why shouldn't Michigan be the leader in the ways that make the greatest difference in students' lives so we can have the chance of making the greatest difference in society? To me, that's sort of the simple answer to why Michigan should be in this business. Do I think that it expands our reach, our ability to access and be of service to even a greater group of people than can actually arrive on our campuses every year as residential students? You bet. Do I think that there is a brain trust that we have here at Michigan that reveals itself in so many ways, certainly through our faculty, certainly through all of our educators, and certainly through our students who are doing simply amazing things right here while they are here. And that can be shared more broadly, and that by sharing that, they can actually have a feedback system and do what they're doing in an even grander way. You bet. At the end of the day, Michigan is a public institution. Michigan is a great public institution that takes its public ethos very, very seriously. And so in some ways, digital education, greater breadth, greater contribution, it's all part of what we have always been at Michigan.